Hello, community of grace. My name is Dan Lugo. In case it's not clear yet, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
Coronavirus is giving you the blues. We got the prescription. Here's some good news. Ooh-wee. Here's some good news. Here's some good news. Ooh-wee. Here's some good news. Here's some good news. Yeah.
Hello, community of Grace Lutheran Church. That was something awesome, and this is some good news. I haven't had a haircut in 3 months. It's starting to look like Refuge leader Jay Lagoon's chin. That's right, Bobby Collins, there's a new big beard in town, but I have a feeling you won't take that lying down. Well, that was uncomfortable. I don't think it can get much worse than that. That was more uncomfortable. Well, today we're spending the day celebrating you, the volunteers of CGLC who spend countless hours being the hands and feet of Jesus in our community. It's been really weird being out of the building these past few months. Volunteer coordinator Hannah Collins spent several hours making 600 cookies last weekend. That's right. Thankfully, she had help eating them. Hospitality lead Dan McMahon stepped up and ate them all. Way to go, Dan. With that, it's time for some good news. Well, Dan McMahon's not the only one stepping up big. Through months of restrictions on gathering physically, many of you have enjoyed live streaming our services from home, and while you never really see who's behind the magic, I assure you, there are people there. Our worship tech coordinator, Shane Stambaugh, has been serving us from behind the scenes, and he's brought his whole family along. While Shane's part of our part-time staff, his family is not. So from all of us to all of you, thank you, Stambaughs. That's some good news. You know, it's hard sometimes to remember that there was a time before social distancing, but there was, and you were there for it. You were there, and you were among hundreds of other people being the hands and feet of Jesus to our community. And while we'd love nothing more than to see your bright, smiling, shiny face in action, unfortunately that's just not possible right now. But maybe we can see each other and be reminded of what good news we all are.
Hello, Community of Grace Lutheran Church.
With that, it's time for some good news. Even with all the social distancing going on, Refuge leaders have been faithfully meeting with our students on Zoom every week for the past 8 weeks or so. And these meetings have averaged over 50 people. Maybe this generation will be known as Zoomers. Also, senior Noelle Norman has been doing a fantastic job leading worship for Refuge from home.
Jesus, you make the darkness tremble.
She's been doing such a good job that if schools don't reopen in the fall, she might take my job. I am literally afraid that might happen. Wow, that's a lot of good news. It makes me prouder Prouder? I've never been more proudlier than ever to be a member of Community of Grace Church in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. And since there's nothing more Minnesotan than checking the weather, let's go to our celebrity weather correspondent right now. Steve, how's it looking out there?
It's good. Yeah, it's nice. It's real nice.
Thanks, Steve. You know, if there's one thing I love, it's good news. Over the past few months, the Community of Grace Quilters have teamed up in an unexpected way to help fill a huge gap. And here to talk with us about that is Carol Annenson. Carol, how are you?
Good morning. And I am fine. We are fine. And welcome to our home during this unprecedented times.
Yeah, thank you for welcoming us. Have you ever experienced anything like this, what we're experiencing now?
Never. I hope to not again.
Oh yeah, you and us both. Well, today wanted to really let the congregation know about what you're doing, and also just be excited with you guys for the good work that you're doing. So Carol is what would you call yourself? The czar of the quilters, or what's a good word?
Oh, no. I'm like a co-coordinator. Pat Ponath had big shoes for someone to fill when she was no longer able to be a coordinator for our group. And so Burnett and I fell into those shoes, but not without all the help and knowledge of all the other quilters in our group.
Some people don't even know that we have a quilting group, and I think you all are amazing. Can you tell everybody who do these usually go to?
The quilts go to directly to nonprofit organizations who send them out to people in need. There are very many that we donate to every year, like Slumberland and Vinland.
And what's the best part about being a quilter?
You know, I think that the best thing is the friendship, the camaraderie that we have with each other. And each Monday morning, we have a special time of sharing prayer and devotions with Pastor Angie or staff. And it just bonds us all, I think. So
that's great. So you get to do something together, you get to serve together, and you get to be together, grow in faith. That sounds like the perfect type of group to be a part of.
It's so fulfilling to be able to make something that is of so much value to someone else. It warms our heart, and it's warmth for them.
Lately, quilts you haven't been the quilters per se. Things have changed a little bit. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing?
Right. It really is a different world now. We have some diehard quilters who are still making quilts at home, but then it was suggested maybe we could go to making cloth face masks. They're so in demand. And so we have the fabrics and thought, well, let's do it. So there are about 10 quilters, and including members of our church that are not quilters that are helping to make the masks. So far, they've made over 700.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in what, maybe 6 weeks or so?
That's probably about right. Last year, we made 492. It was a record-breaking year for us.
492 quilts, 700 masks.
Yeah.
You all are incredible. That's incredible that you can do that to serve so many people. How can this congregation support you all in the good work that you do?
Well, you know, we thrive and survive on the donations that we receive of fabric and yarn.
What type of materials can people bring to you? What's helpful for you all in the work that you're doing?
Any yardage of cotton is really the most desired fabric to use for the quilts.
Everybody, you hear that? Bring what you have. The quilters are doing that. And while we have you here, Carol, is there anything that you want to say to our congregation?
Well, you know, Community of Grace First Lutheran has been our home for, 54 years. It's really our family. A place where you can learn how to do many different things or be a part of different organizations and groups of people that are so helpful to so many others. Warms your heart to be able to be useful, helpful, and I don't know, we really have enjoyed being a part of First Lutheran, and the Quilters has really been very special. And I might add, if I could, that some of our quilters make the kits. They take all the squares that have been cut out and they design a quilt kit, and they are kept up in the storage area behind the reception desk. So anybody who might like to sew at home can take those home, put them together for us, bring them back, and then we can continue making our quilts.
Awesome. Well, we are thrilled that you all get to do that in this building. I always love to hear the chatter and the hum of people working and talking when you're down there. And I know people are just blessed by knowing that you are there. So thank you for all the good work you do. Definitely some good news coming out of everything you're doing. So thank you so much for being part of that. Carol Annenson giving us the inside look at what's going on. Thank you so much, Carol. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, this has been some good news, but we get to tell this good news because of the good news, that Jesus makes us family. You know, we'd love to take a parade around to all of your houses to thank you for all you've done this past year. But since we can't do that, here's the next best thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love you volunteers. Woo! Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it from all of us here at SGN. So once again, thank you for all that you do. We know that as long as y'all are in the community, there is always going to be some good news. See you soon.
Coronavirus is giving you the blues. We got the prescription. Here's some good news. Ooh-wee. Here's some good news. Here's some good news.